So the ongoing evolution, this is really where Harriet wants to go. Now in oncology, survival is the endpoint for a lot of oncologists. For all of us who are taking care of the full patient, that may not be all that counts. But in terms of a lot of things, it's really whether they survive or they don't. This is a Kaplan-Meier plot looking at survival in patients who basically had GI or GU malignancies. This was the first language version. It was done in Swedish of the scored PG-SGA, or of the PG-SGA. And you can see the people who were the ACE anabolic had a much better survival than people who had any degree of moderate or severe malnutrition. This is an article that came out by Vigano this year, and it goes through a number of different things. But when you talk to the people in your hospitals, a lot of times it's money. You guys don't make enough money, or you're a drain on the system. Sad, sad, sad that people look at it that way. The reality is this was looking at hospitalizations by the different categories of those first 4 boxes. In terms of looking at these, C's are, this is statistically significant at 0.05, this is statistically significant at 0.05. Look at the difference. There's a 7-fold increase in the number of admissions based on that different component. The number of days in hospital, 4 versus 23.5. Does that have, that health economic data, have an impact on talking to the people in the medical system? That this is really an important component. Looking at different body composition, statistically significant. Now, how many times do you guys get asked to do calorie or protein counts? Is that a common thing as part of your practices? Not so much? What's interesting is a lot of people, as physicians, we might say, do a calorie count and see how people are doing. What I really care about is the protein count. I really don't care about calories. But the reality is that if you look here, there was no statistical difference between the different groups. So it's not just the intake, it's the catabolic components, etc., that make a difference. So here's the key messages. It can be screening, it can be nutritional assessment, it can help in triage, it can help in monitoring. The data that you have that are hidden in this talks about a sensitivity and a specificity and inter-observer agreement that are 90% or more, 98% in terms of sensitivity. It has predictive of both adverse and improved clinical outcomes. The time-consuming parts are done by the patients. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, the PT Global. Once you start doing that, the scoring's all done by that, so you don't even have to worry about it. It actually empowers the patient, empowers you. So the future. When I gave a talk in December to the students, we saw this, said there's a change ahead. The change has come. When we were walking back from this very building on, was it Tuesday? And we had made the website go live. And it was raining and it was kind of ugly until I looked up and I said, there's a rainbow. And then I said, no, there's 2 rainbows. So we decided the universe was smiling on us also, that this was the beginning of a very good week. So thank you. I very much enjoyed it. Acknowledgements, while you can come up. This is why you're doing it, since I'm behind. These were our different groups that were part of our 9601 study, but my international collaborators, and now we're going to have much more with the PT Global, but the I misspelled United States. Australia, Canada, Netherlands, and particularly my friend and colleague, Harriet. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, please stay. Are there any more questions?
Right, thank you very much for this very good talk about the PG-SGA. I was just wondering, is there a difference between intentional or unintentional weight loss?
The question is can we use this for both, and is it different if it's unintentional or intentional weight loss? In reality, yes, it's different physiologically. But a lot of people who do intentional weight loss don't do it in a healthy way. So if you have someone who you're using this and you find that they're losing weight, it may still be a reason to refer to the dietitian to make sure that they're not taking in I've had people who've lost weight because they start juicing, and they're protein malnourished. You know, it really can be a thing to really focus in why a dietitian needs to be referred to, even if it's intentional. The other thing that I've found is a number of patients who have cancer, that's how they got diagnosed. What happened was, is they finally thought they found the best weight loss program in their life, because they were just losing it. They weren't even trying hard. They didn't have to exercise. It was great. But then they said, enough. I don't want to lose any more weight, but they couldn't stop. And then they went in, and then they found the lung cancer, or they found the head and neck cancer, or whatever. So I think it still is a way of screening for those people who probably need to have a closer look. Did this help you understand the PG-SGA in a different way? Good. Well, I will be around. There may be more questions afterwards, but thank you all very much for being so attentive and for the good questions you did have.